Hey guys, Nick here, and today we're going to be doing my reaction to the State of Play, PlayStation State of Play that's happening on the June 2nd, Thursday for them. It's June 3rd for us now here in Malaysia, which is 6 a.m. This isn't really recording at 6 a.m. I obviously went to sleep and then woke up later on just to do the State of Play. What to say? While we're waiting here for the event to start, I think obviously there won't be much of an E3 this year, like because again it's been cancelled for this year, and now it's more or less just multiple studios showing off their stuff, during the month of June. So during this month is going to be a lot of. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a reaction for every single one of these events, but at least some of the major ones like Sony's, Microsoft, Nintendo's if they do one. So that should be interesting. I like Nintendo's. Nintendo's is always like 10 p.m. at night, so I can actually do that and then export the video and go to sleep. But unfortunately for Sony, they decided to always do it at 6 a.m. in the morning because priority is still obviously for the US audience, right? So what have we heard from the current State of Play so far? I'm going into this blind, or at least I try my best to go into this blind, because you don't want to. Oh, you're doing a reaction, right? I know that I was doing a reaction, so I didn't want to go into this like feeling like, oh, I've seen this, I've seen that. Of course, I've heard a few things, but if you haven't heard anything, I won't say anything, so that you will be the one surprised, and hopefully you will tell me about your reactions down in the comments below. But anyways, we still have about 8 minutes to go until the event starts. I could fast forward, but let's give it some time to build up and figure out like what could be what could be some of the things that might show up in between, during the time going up to it. Also, it gives me time to just get comfortable doing this because it's been a while, right? It's been a while since we've done one of these, so yeah, I just wanted to get a little bit comfortable instead of just jumping straight into it and just doing all that. So, predictions for State of Play today. Obviously, a couple of big games that are coming out this year, and it would be really weird that they don't show anything off. Like, for example, God of War Ragnarok would be coming out soon-ish, from what I heard. Final Fantasy 16, which is another popular one, also coming out soon. A lot of games from previous years that have been delayed might come out as well because of the pandemic. So because of the pandemic, most game developers who were transitioning from what is this called, from working in the office to working at home, game development is a bit more difficult because of multi-department like collaboration and stuff like that, and also because of confidential software or like prototype software that is being transferred over the internet, which not everyone might have fast internet, so it's going to cause issues. But like we hear, a lot of developers like Bungie has done a good job at like trying to do that already. So Bungie, speaking of Bungie, that might be another one of the big announcements today, because well, they just released Witch Queen, so they might not have much to say. But yeah, Bungie's Destiny 2 is always the big thing. Modern Warfare 2 maybe for Call of Duty. I think up until maybe a few years they'll still be under Sony's hat, unless Activision has its own event going on. I think, to me, if I were Activision and they were a big enough name, they would do one of their own. There is a list of like what are the major events that are coming up. So we shall see. Like Summer of Play, I think Jeff Keighley's stuff is called. So Summer of Play is that. And what else? That's pretty much it from what's off the top of my head. What else would I like to see though? Other than God of War, maybe something new from Guerrilla Games, although they released Horizon this year. From Software as well. Again, even though they released Elden Ring this year, maybe DLC or something like that. Sonic Frontiers got shown a few days ago, so I don't think we'll see that. Something from Sega would be cool, but recently Sega has been more Xbox, Microsoft focused. The release of their new PlayStation Plus service is coming up soon. Especially in the US, I think it's out in 2 weeks. Was it the 19 or the 14? I can't remember, but it should be out. Or is it the 13? It should be out very soon. So that's another thing for them. So they could, talk about that. Unfortunately for the Asian and Japanese market, it wasn't really like it came in hot. Let's just put it that way. It came in really hot. Like they're still fixing some of the stuff, even on the PS1 emulation and all that. And it wasn't widely well received. I felt I enjoyed like playing Siphon Filter at like 20 frames per second, but like we kind of expected more at this point. But I don't know. Kind of expected more, and then kind of expected things to not be bad is kind of like the baseline for that kind of service at this point, and yet somehow managed to be disappointing. Not for everyone, but for me it was kind of disappointing, which is like, oh, half these games are PAL regions, and then the number of games that are on the service isn't really that much, and we don't know what's coming up soon, which could be like, oh, we released this for the whole month and nothing gets changed at all. So that could be a sucky thing that happens. Alright, 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. Something new from Hideo Kojima, I guess. Kojima Productions should have a new thing. Capcom should announce something new, although I feel it's going to be Street Fighter 6. It could be exclusive because Street Fighter 5 was only on PS4 and PC. I almost said Xbox for some reason. And then Bandai Namco, maybe the next Tekken game, or I don't know. Tales of Rise came out last year. I don't think that team has time to create another RPG so quickly. Digimon Survive is supposed to be coming out soon, but I don't think they would waste. Well, I would say waste. Waste is such a bad term for that. They will allocate time for a visual novel-ish game for State of Play. Indie games, a lot of indie games were announced last year that, like during the not even last year, 2 years ago during the PS5 State of Play, and until now I don't think most of them came out yet. Like there's this one that is like a 2D side scroller, but it's in a 2.5D side scroller in the 3D world, which is like you're hunting monsters and stuff like that. Although that had a bit of controversy when it came out, when the trailers came out, because of like the publisher or the developer was like stealing ideas or something like that, or like publishing the video and idea without the creator's approval or stuff like that. Okay, 1 minute more. Star Wars was just had its own teaser trailer, came out last week, so I don't think that's gonna have anything. Other than that, I don't know. GT7 came out this year as well, so unless there's new DLC for GT7, would love to see more Marvel Spider-Man, but then I think that's coming out next year. I think that's pretty much it. Like Sony wise, it's like unless they announce something from Sony Ben, Naughty Dog should have something, Capcom should have something Resident Evil related. unless they're willing to like cut the legs off Sunbreak. Was it Sunbreak? Sunrise? Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, I think. Unless they're willing to cut the legs off that because it's coming out at the end of the month, so I don't think that's gonna happen. All right, about to start. Right, ESRB rating, PS5. Still a lot of people don't have a PS5 yet, so I don't think they're gonna announce like a PS5 Pro. Otherwise, that's gonna suck. 3/24/2023. That's next year. What's gonna be the first big game that they announce? That'll be interesting to see. Resident Evil 4 remake. I mean, it has that like Eastern European music, I guess. There you go, Resident Evil 4 remake. So this was also like talked a lot, so it's like you kind of wish that it's a surprise, but at this point it's like the worst kept secret out there. Okay, Ashley is much more well dressed for a really cold environment now this time, instead of just having a sweater hung around her neck. At least I think it's a sweater, it's a scarf. And you get to play as Ashley, that's cool. I hope they take more influences from the 2 remake, or even 7, 8.
Picked the wrong spot to vacation, eh?
He has his Red 9. Ada.
You will receive our most sacred body. It begins now.
Okay. Again, not sure how survival-ish versus like action-based it's gonna go.
Just forget what happened that night. The pain. Even for a second. This time, it can be different.
Yeah, but it looks more like it's gonna take from RE2 remake. Next year, that's pretty soon, less than a year away. Still haven't finished the 3 remake yet, but hopefully it's gonna be a bit longer. PSVR 2 content also in development. Cool. Not sure if that's gonna be third person or it's gonna be like first person, because you know PS
Capcom for kicking it off with Resident Evil 4.
Resident Evil
Coming to
Village and stuff like that
PS5
would have been
with PlayStation VR2
very
content
like
also in development.
first person.
Now let's get a sneak
There you
peek
go,
at
Resident
4
Evil
games
Village.
in development for PlayStation VR 2.
Ah, there you go, PlayStation VR 2. That's the other thing that was gonna be majorly hinted in, because I think they said they was coming out this year. I'm excited because 7 was pretty good. And it was one of the rare games that did not limit you in terms of like what you could do in VR space. And you could play the whole game from start to finish in VR. So that made it very fun to just like, of course, because of the way PSVR itself was, it gave you headaches after a while because of the low resolution, and you're trying to like, you know, look for stuff. Especially if it's your first time playing, you're trying to look for stuff and all that, and it became very like headache inducing. But the aiming and stuff like that I thought was really good, because all you needed to do was just aim your head and shoot. So if you have like the controllers as well, which is like floating controllers instead of the DualSense, that'd be pretty good as well. Yeah, really like that they announced this. It's a fun ride, I think, and I'm a huge supporter of VR stuff, and maybe they'll show off GT7 in VR, and that'll be like, yeah, let's do it. Also, another game that was like limited because all you could do was play. What was that? You only could play arcade mode and not the full game.
You, who emerged from the putrid waters of the bayou.
This looks
to
like a new
plunder
IP,
our righteous gains and cut our throats
which is
like a demon.
unfortunately very similar to, unless it's
What
The
have
Walking
you
Dead.
done to ensure the future
Yeah,
of
it's The
this
Walking Dead, I think.
forsaken city?
Saints and Sinners on PSVR.
You, who have brought nothing but chaos.
Ooh, that ladder going up.
When death was swallowing this city whole, it was
I think
I
it was-
who
I think it was
resurrected
fine.
It was I who shined as a beacon of hope for all.
Sorry,
The
I think it was
tower
fine
cries out for blood,
because you had like a lot of
I
control in what you
vow
wanted to do.
Spill it. When the bells ring, the songs they
Yeah, but the
sing
level
will
of
be
I mean,
righteous.
if you're gonna do like a lot of zombies, that's fine. Oh, why is that slow down? Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution.
Welcome home,
That's gonna be difficult to say.
tourist.
I like the first one. You could again because the move that I had broke like quite soon. No Man's Sky. Yeah, it looks like No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky and PSVR 2. Another one, yeah, the first implementation was alright. I did not like how. I think you have to see it to know, but it basically made everything based on your chest. So it was kind of like the HUD was coming out of your chest, and wherever you looked, it will not follow. So your aiming will not follow, your walking will not follow. So just to turn and walk, you had to use your controller to turn and walk, and your HUD would just stay there. And you look around and it will not follow. And I hope they change that, but I don't think they will at this point. Oh, that's a lot of PSVR stuff. Oh, Horizon. Saw some of the stuff on Twitter already, but obviously, well, even with YouTube compression, it kind of sucks. Because it's like
Everyone says
Fire
Red is a good shot.
Sprite. Okay, that's the team from
You're switching with me.
from what is it?
It's a snap mob.
Firewatch.
Not gonna make it.
It's gonna be on rails. I highly doubt that they would let you go off into this big open world.
Blameless Murad had me released from prison.
I mean, there would be sections where you could walk around and touch stuff, but
Redemption
I
is
feel most of the stuff would be open on rails.
climb the mountain. Find out why the machines are attacking.
Shoot, what was the game? Planet of the Apes, one of those. Like you had climbing mechanics as well, and it was okay. You could dodge. I mean, combat is at least there's something to do with combat, but it still doesn't seem to me like it's a game that you would have like a lot of room to explore.
It will take all your wits, your skills, and courage.
But I would love to be proved wrong. I would love to be proved wrong. Let's just put it that way. I would love to be proved wrong. You know, show me that you can do a whole lot more than just walking around like specific environments.
Now it is time to climb.
Like
into the
yeah,
light.
climbing is a good way to limit you. Like okay, climb here, climb there. So exploration is not like
Hi,
too big.
I'm Ben McCaw, Narrative Director at Guerrilla. I hope you enjoyed your first look at Horizon Call of the Mountain, coming exclusively to PlayStation VR 2. We're also happy to announce that a big update to Horizon Forbidden West, including New Game Plus, will
Okay,
be
New Game
available
Plus.
to download on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 today.
Nice. New Game Plus. It made a lot of the stuff trivial, but performance mode improved visual. Okay. Switch outfits, nice. Oh, that's a lot of skills. I have not played much yet. Yeah, you pretty much would do like oh no. Part of me is like new trophies is like no, don't put new game trophies in New Game Plus. We're not gonna play.
Details on this free update.
Most of us, I'm not gonna
please
play
check
through
out
the whole game
PlayStation
just for a
5.
trophy. I
From all of us
might
at Guerrilla,
if it's
thank
fun,
you
but
for your continued support,
sucks
and
because
please stay tuned for more updates. to
you
come.
just want to finish the game. You just want to get a trophy and get it done. So what you're doing is basically just
Get ready. A
figuring
PlayStation
out all the
fan
exploits
favorite
that you
is
can
coming
in
to
the
PC.
game. You will do New Game Plus with like all the best armor and stuff, and just like skip like a majority of the content.
these past few years,
Oh, Spider-Man 2.
sacrificing
Oh
so
no,
much
Nixus.
and asking for nothing.
If you want to change the world, you
On
have to be the
PC.
kind
Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man is coming out
who
on
can
PC
make
because of
hard
Nixus. Okay,
decisions.
that's great. More Sony games have been coming out on PC, so I think that's great because more people should play the games and more people should not be
You can't just push people around
like what do you call this locked out because of the consoles.
Time to bring back the glory days.
Of course, I understand that it's like what 2-3 years, no, almost 4 years at this point. August 12th, nice.
Did you just leave your clothes on the kitchen floor?
But just I think it would just be remastered. I highly doubt they will do. I highly doubt they will do Miles Morales as well. Not so soon. Not so soon. Like less than 2 years. Not so soon. Stray. Again, another one of those games that was announced during the PS5 State of Play. I think it wasn't last year, right? It's been so long. Like not every game deserves like. Well, I don't know why. Because it's a cat game, I guess. That people are like, oh my god, it's a cat. And you gotta be a cat to drop, destroy everything around you, and annoy people. But I do appreciate a game that doesn't always have combat. So if this game is able to just be puzzles, stealth, just be a cat basically, and not, I was about to say not have combat, but I don't know, could be fine. Could be fine. Like, but it weighs heavily on the story then. Of course, people like cats and all that, but yeah, then it weighs a bit more heavily on story and all that. July 19th, that's next month.
Explore a mysterious cyber city in Stray, coming to PS5.
Maybe it
and
will
PS4
even be
July
better
19th.
than Cyberpunk
PlayStation
2077
Plus
because
extra
it's
members
like,
and higher can download Stray at no extra cost.
Oh,
when
there
it
you go.
launches next month.
Up
Next,
one of the first
three
games that
will get
is
your heart racing.
day and date on the PlayStation Plus service, so save money. Yay! Well, not really save money. I do have to spend money to get extra and premium when it launches because you know you have to upgrade it. I'm worried about the following year. It's gonna be like 400 RM, 500 RM just to do it. In case our economy tanks even further. I don't think there's Star Citizen or anything like that. Warhawk maybe. I hope. I don't think so.
Just like you would have been if I hadn't fished you out of that wreck.
Okay.
So whatever you're holding
Dead Space.
onto right there, that's your old life. You gotta let that go. Because your
No,
new
robots is not. Oh,
life
jeez. Okay.
is entirely in my hands.
Yeah, but dude, Dead Space Remastered is coming out
Give you
soon.
a chance
So unless this is EA,
at rebirth.
Search? No, it's very reminiscent of Dead Space. So I don't know, is it really like Dead Space, or is it something else? Because that looks like Necromorphs. Unless they're like designing the Necromorphs to be less like
I just love
blade
that last
focus,
part.
which is fine, but you know, it was an iconic look.
Chills every
It was a scary look. So having them be just malnourished human beings is a bit. It's obviously Dead Space at this point. Oh no! Callisto, which is the PUBG game. Oh, it used to be a PUBG game. But yeah, again, December 2nd, 1 month before Dead Space. It's like, it's like so weird. Or at least I feel it's a bit weird. It's like it's two very similar games.
2030.
Oli Oli?
A new blood sport grips
Oh
the
no,
globe.
it's a different game.
And in the arena, There
Like the
will
art
only
style
be
though.
The victorious.
Like not every game has to be like super realistic, but again, pistols. I'm not against like having gunplay in games, but it's just like snipers and what? Okay. Rocket launchers. Hopefully it's a combo focused game and for some reason you had to use guns. Okay. Well, we're not gonna get another Tony Hawk now, are we?
The world is watching. In Rollerdrome.
Rollerdrome. Alright. August 16. Wasn't there one that was Spider-Man?
Sometimes I wonder if things will ever be
Yeah, I
normal
forgot completely.
again.
Forgot about the dates already. Okay. Don't think I have to censor that, do I? A new Persona game. I'm looking at the clock there. A new Persona game would have been nice. But I highly doubt it. But a JRPG would have been cool. Oh man, this is a lot of quick time button presses.
The world hasn't ended yet.
Is this the next
It's not hopeless.
Bandai Namco
I
game?
won't let anyone else get hurt! Don't you want science in your corner?
Oh, ew. I'm going to miss them.
I look forward to seeing
Oh wow,
what you
that's
can do.
pretty. It's rare to see like visual novel-ish things, like in a 3D big budget game. So I was like, oh okay. But again, protagonist with a missing arm, really. Eternites, Eternites, Eternity, Eternites. Okay. Kowloon Knights, Studio Sai. Studio Sai, what do they do again? Shoot, can't remember.
Action games and dating sims collide in Eternites, coming to PS5 and PS4 next year.
I
Let's
think
check
it's
back
fine.
in with Capcom for a new look at an upcoming heavy hitter.
I just feel it's a bit. Probably feel like would have been cool if it's not a male protagonist. Is this Street Fighter 6? Yeah. I don't know. Recent cartoonish art style. What was that? Can't really read that. Like not realistic,
When you go
but
looking for
not
strength.
cartoonish.
It's not like a game. This journey doesn't have a real ending. Okay then. Hope you're ready to begin.
Oh, but I really hope they
You
change
wanna start off on the right
the
foot in
logo
this
though.
The streets.
I think when they announced that and like this looks like pretty cool. Like the spray paint, like Metro City look. Yeah, it looks cool. Oh no, I saw the title, the logo back there. Oh, okay. Final Fight? No. Why would you do Final Fight? Okay, that scared me. Okay, maybe there's some exploration aspect. Okay, that's pretty cool because 5 was pretty much just menu driven the whole time. Ryu is getting like super buff for his age. I can't see the wording at all. Drunken Fighter style? Okay. I wonder what they did with a new character that made them say, okay, this is how
Let me have some fun.
Ready?
Street Fighter 6 gonna be.
This will be a good fight.
More combo focus? No. Yeah, I wish I knew a bit more of the game. But the other issue is that you have to keep paying to keep up with the series. So after you bought the game once and you bought the game twice, you still have to buy the DLC and expansions, which was a bit annoying. Because they initially had the idea that it's like, oh, you know what, the more you play, the more characters you can unlock. But that didn't really work out because the pricing was like so messed up. Battle Hub. Okay, so they changed the hell is that? Oh no. They'll walk around all they're gonna take from Arc System Works and walk around all the like levels just to like that is your menu. Not a huge fan of that. Like the difference between menu going around. How is that SF?
It comes to PS5 and PS4
I guess
in
you could
2023.
argue it's SF6, but
Now it's time
okay.
for
Oh,
two
Tunic,
indie
finally.
adventures arriving later
This one was played a lot. Had pretty good reviews from people who played it on Game Pass. So excited to finally see it. It's a bit Dark Soulish, from what I heard. Dark Souls / Legend of Zelda. I hope it's more Legend of Zelda than Dark Souls. Because obviously we're not gonna I don't know when we're gonna see a Breath of the Wild, so it's like is that the in-game menu? September 27. Alright. There's something to see. Cool. Tuning. I thought it was gonna be on PlayStation Plus, but alright.
She set out to record life at the end of this season. To make it real for people in the future.
I don't think this is attached to any
She
IP.
asked us about living together.
But I always think it's cool to see more stuff outside of just your plain American
When the season turns,
or
what will
typical
remain?
European stuff. Like cities.
Only what she saw. What
That's
she
pretty
captured.
general, isn't it? Like cities.
She carries the sounds of the season with her.
Oh, wasn't there a photographer game? Oh, it would be awesome if all you did was just going around recording stuff and taking photos. I really like that part in Miles Morales where you're just like figuring out like what audio like samples to take, photos to take off, and that kind of thing.
Telling her its secrets.
Like just journaling your life in this world. I think that's a very like organic way to give you a reason to explore the world. But will the game be like widescreen the whole time?
Not yet.
I mean, it looks cool, but season, a letter to the future, autumn 2022. I think that's pretty cool. Like if it's Final Fantasy Yoshi P. Like I think we've had a lot of games that are very like combative, aggressive kind of games. So I'm always interested to see games that are very like just chill. You know, maybe a message that goes through it with it. Because games are like so like can do a lot of things. So why always combat game? Why always shooting game? Right. But yeah, anyways, saying all that and then coming back to a game about war. Yeah, let's go. Final Fantasy 16, baby. Actually, I don't know how many more minutes left in the video. I think I recorded earlier than that, so.
Who are we? What are the dominants? The power we wield, it wears away at our very being.
So
It breaks us. It unmakes us.
What's the word?
that its
Eidolons?
immaculate
No.
aspect might reveal itself. The icon.
Icons, yep, there you go. Titan seems to be getting like a lot of love recently.
Isn't there?
Such a bad name, Creative Business Unit 2, 3.
We must move.
Okay. So one of the things that came out was that there wasn't gonna be a party system, which I'm looking at it, ATB bar.
That we may bring an end
what's
to
the right word?
strife and found a new order
Gave
to
me
see us
like
on
some
to
feeling of Lightning Returns, which I'm playing right now. So that's a bit like, I see some things from that game, which may or may not be good.
shake the island to its foundations.
Okay, I can fight. Yeah, health immediately gone. I mean, it'd be cool to see like huge battles. Another thing that would be cool,
It is true.
don't have this on
Yet for every
PS4.
citizen who falls,
I know it sounds bad, but don't have this on PS4 so that
home that burns,
you just,
another can be
you know,
built.
focus on one version of the game.
Empire will live on.
There you go, the Garuda. That's right. Not Titan, Garuda. Is it gonna be? I don't know. I don't know what's the story gonna be yet. Like, but it seems more towards like all these icons fighting each other. Because they are like the main thing on the screen, right?
Awaken. If
Still a bit like unsure about combat because again, it's becoming more and more summer 2023. That's not this year. That's next year. Oh well, not this year then.
And that's a wrap. Don't forget to
Because
visit
they were
the
saying that
blog
they
to learn
were
even
gonna
more
push
about today's announcements.
like
See you next
certain I think that's it. Alright, let's go pause here. Like they're gonna push like certain games away from this year because of Final Fantasy 16. And apparently Forsaken was delayed for no reason then. Or is it still coming out this year? Because it will suck if that is like summer 2023 and then Forsaken gets pushed. So we're gonna end with this Forspoken. I'm sorry, Forspoken, not Forsaken. Forspoken is still announced to be released end of this year. Okay, so the rumors are false. Because rumors were that it would get pushed because of Final Fantasy 16. And since Final Fantasy 16 is coming out next year only, again, another year for a lot of people to say, so why am I picking up a PS5? And then there's also no news about Remake 2 as well. Again, I think because, you know, that would be a bit too much, where it's like 2 Final Fantasy games. It's like, what? No Ragnarok as well. God of War Ragnarok. So, curious. They might do its own state of play with gameplay demo and stuff like that. But, who knows? Right. Who knows? Okay, I think that's it for my reactions from the Sony State of Play, June 2nd, 2022 edition. I was like, June 2nd, 22nd, what? That doesn't make sense. It looks alright. Again, I think that's the issue with a lot of games this year. With recent years, especially for me, it's like, nothing really... I don't want to get too excited for anything because then it becomes like they might never come out, one. They might come out and it's like they tell you it's a free-to-play game and you're like, oh man, okay. Which reminds me, never mind. We'll do this the different time. But yeah, it's just I don't know. Try not to be too excited for stuff, because then you either get disappointed, or just things will be like completely different from what you thought it would be. And of course, time is also an issue for me. Like, I'm still going through a crap load of backlog. So a new game is not exactly exciting to me, because I still have a lot to go through still. No Last of Us remake. No Last of Us 2 multiplayer mode. Naughty Dog pretty much just did not come to the party at all. Insomniac did most of the work. No Sucker Punch. No new IP from Sucker Punch. Studio Ben. Quite far off, actually. When you think about it, like, the big games are like quite far off. One is March for Resident Evil 4, summer for Final Fantasy 16. What are the other big games? Horizon will be end of this year. No announcement date for the PlayStation VR 2, so we don't even know if it's this year or next year, because no date. Patch for Horizon Forbidden West, which is cool. You know, always happy to be like, oh, okay. When I start playing the game, it's like, oh, everything is properly patched, like have good performance modes and stuff like that. Versus when the PS5 came out, Horizon Zero Dawn. I was trying to think of the stupid subtitle. Zero Dawn didn't get a patch until like half a year later, and by then it was like I already finished the New Game Plus. It's like just going through the game one more time just for 60 frames per second. It's like, no. But okay, I think the video is getting a bit long. It's already like longer than the PlayStation thing itself. But yeah, I might do more as the coming weeks. Maybe just like collect like some of the videos together. So instead of just doing like one big announcement like this, or a live stream or reaction, we shall see how it goes. I would love to do more. Of course, there are a couple of games out as well, so I might do Diablo Immortal on PC. The mobile version is coming out on June 22nd. Guys, what is this? It's like your bigger mobile market is like getting the short shaft and putting it all the way to the end of the month. It's like, what the... other than that, yeah, might do a bit more of this stuff in coming weeks. So keep your eyes out, and yeah, thanks for your support. And with that, I just want to say thank you, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.